The Tech Disruptors podcast is brought to you by the Average Dad Tech Store and Stellar Data Recovery.
Darren and Jason, we breaking the matrix. Circuits and codes, we shaping the basics. Switching the system, yeah, we the mutation. Tech Disruptors, innovation and station. Iterate stomping, algorithms popping. Bytes getting flipped, watch the data start dropping. We the ones they fear, Wi-Fi in the gear. Crypto in the veins, blockchain pioneer. Screens glow cold, but the minds run hot. Silicon dreams in the terabyte plot. Hacking the globe, yeah, we shatter the mode. Data overload, watch the future explode. Disrupt the code, break the mold. Tech Disruptors, we too bold. Darren and Jason, the future sold. Plugging it like on, watch it unfold. Laser shot focus, the lens, stay zooming. Zones in the air, AI's booming. Deep dive tech, no room for illusions. Cloud in the sky, no room for confusion. Fiber optic close connections insane. Hacking the mainframe, rewiring the game.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tech Disruptors podcast. My name is Darren, and this lovely gentleman on my left is
Optimus.
Optimus.
I mean, Jason. Sorry.
Oh, right. Sorry. Yeah. We're back. Episode number 40, our last regular season show of the year. Not to be mistaken that we have our big end of year special coming up on December the 29th, which is our biggest show of the year. We get dressed up, or we try to, and make ourselves look pretty. Basically,
I might go for a perm this year.
A perm. That's interesting. Yeah. We name all of our biggest and best tech. We have categories and fictional awards and everything. So that's our plan. But number 40, I can't believe we did 40 episodes of this show. That's
a lot of work.
That's like 5 seasons of a Netflix series right there.
Hey, Netflix, if you're listening.
I mean, we could be the first tech podcast to make it to live TV. Imagine
not even live TV, maybe Netflix podcasts. Start something new.
That's pretty good.
Got a nice ring.
Now, we've been tracking a lot of big stories over the last year. AI, robotics being one of them. But a bit like we have been doing in the past, we've been looking and commenting on a couple of things. And I want to start with a little bit of an interesting one here, Jason, which caught my attention a little bit this week. And it's kind of a creepy video as well that I want to show you here. But let's start with how we've started most of our shows this past 40 episodes. We're going to start with a humanoid robotics story.
Hopefully a funny one.
So China, which is where a lot of the big robotics companies robots are coming out of, they're starting to get a little bit concerned about the humanoid robot hype. And this was an article that was shared on Gizmodo this week, saying that China says, do something interesting with your humanoid robot or get out. They're basically saying, hey, we don't want a robot that folds laundry. We don't want a robot who, you have to, that follows you around and just picks up all your shit.
We don't want a robot that walks out on stage and face plants.
And it's like face plants, like the Russian robot from last week. Yes.
Yeah.
So they're basically saying that, it's time for us to kind of get real about humanoid robotics and find a purpose for them. They're getting made a dime a dozen. You've got all these companies who are building them now, but for what reason? Right. So if we've already gone past the proof of concept phase of what I like to call robotics. Right. So we've got to that point now where we're going, okay, so we can make them. They're pretty cheap now. Well, cheaper.
And there's always room for improvement in how they move, but they're working. That's nothing. We know what you're saying is we know you can produce these, but for what reason?
And to do better. And I think this is what kind of China's saying here is that, okay, guys, let's just chill on the proof of concept bullshit that you guys are showing us and getting robots to dance and all that other nonsense.
Right.
What can they actually do for us? What's their purpose in society? So, as I was reading this article, I was scrolling down and I stumbled across this video here, and I'm going to show it for you in a second. So, China kicked off this, dancing robot trend back in 2025 in the spring at their Spring Festival Gala, which is a Chinese New Year broadcast. Now, I have never seen this before, but before I pull this up on YouTube, hang on a second. Before I pull this up on YouTube, I think China's to blame for themselves here. I honestly think they should be blaming themselves for what you're about to see, because when you see this video and you realize that China was the one who made robotics a bit of a joke, I can understand why they're backpedaling now. So I'm going to show you this clip. This is the Chinese Spring Festival Gala. Now I'm going to just kill the music a little bit, but so basically. So just to set the tone here, it's a bunch of very pretty Asian dancers dancing with their traditional attire. But then something fascinating happens.
The beat drops. No,
yeah, the beat drops.
Oh my lord.
And here comes what, maybe 30 robots dressed in Chinese attire.
I literally just snorted while watching this video.
Yes. And in recent years, China has emerged as a global powerhouse in the field of artificial intelligence and robotics.
Lord.
Okay, now, honestly, I'm just freezing at this point here. Joe's just joined us. How you doing, Joe?
What have I joined here?
Oh, well, I mean, I'm just going to
advanced robotics of China.
Wow.
Yeah, so
wow.
Joe, we were just we were talking about how China has backpedaled a little bit, saying that robotics has gone a bit crazy now because we need to get past the fact that robots can dance and move, and we need them to actually do something and do something important. And I was just showing a clip here from the 2025 Spring Festival Gala, which was a Unitree robot is what you're actually looking at here. And just to play a little bit more for Joe.
So you can see, these robots are amazing.
They are.
They're actually dancing younger, which is a very...
So for those of you who are listening at home, you're basically watching, or you just saw the Unitree robot dancing with some very nice
that face, that
dancing.
freeze frame.
Yeah, very happy
girl.
to be dancing with robots here. So you know what's creepy about this? Like this is the Unitree robot. If you're wondering, Joe and Sam just joined us from the Nomad Tech Project. How you going, guys?
What's up?
Hello there.
I think what makes this the creepiest is that the robots are also dressed up. So they're like the ladies in the dancing video are holding, I guess, red ribbons of some form. So are the robots. They're wearing a pattern vest. So are the robots. And essentially they're dancing together in this very, very creepy. And I'll just go
and
back
uncanny. They look just alike. It's crazy.
They don't have pants on.
Boots. They need the boots as well.
They don't have pants.
They need to blur the legs out. You're right.
They don't need pants, but
they need to pixelate the
Or shoes.
or shoes.
Yeah,
It's I had never, like, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm a little upset that I didn't find this video in the spring, that we had to wait to December to see this because it's just amazing.
Yes. And in recent years, China has...
It's
But anyway-
cool how it's synchronized, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So anyway, this article is on Gizmodo this week. They're basically saying it's time for robotics to get serious. Let's get it to do something that it can actually do. Like, no more of this BS dancing robot who can fold your laundry and like wipe your ass.
That's China, though.
Right?
Here in the U.S., we have, Elon, who's Optimus serve you drinks at his events that aren't really.
Yeah, and I mean, look, Joe and Sam, I mean, you guys have been on this show a few times. I'm sure you've talked about this on your own Nomad Tech Project podcast as well. But is it time for us to get serious with robotics? And I don't mean like, Terminator-esque situation here.
Or in
I
a
mean,
factory putting cars together.
Yeah, like is it time we make these humanoid robots actually useful? Joe, what do you reckon?
Not yet. Not for me.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Fair enough.
Let's keep the humans in jobs, yeah?
Okay. So you're worried about unemployment being a big factor in
So
that.
Well, that
are
is a
you
big
saying
thing.
you're okay with them dancing, but not working?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm all about the dancing. I loved it.
All right. I don't know. There's something like endearing about seeing a dancing robot because they usually dance better than I ever could, and I'm a little bit jealous if I'm being honest. Joey, Sam, sorry, what about you? What do you reckon? Is it time for our robots to start doing more?
Well, I mean, I think they are in manufacturing. I know a lot of places have robotics for assembly work, and that's another thing. And when we're talking about serious work, what are we talking about? So I guess it kind of depends on what you're talking about, right? So if you're talking about having robots go into like hazmat situations, if they're doing work inside of like, confined spaces or hazardous environments.
Using a bomb.
Yeah. Or even just like, if you're doing work inside of like, in industrial applications, right? You can't send a human in there, but you can send a robot down there to make some adjustments, remove a pump in a space that's, very low oxygen, very hazardous, flammable. That makes more sense. But what we're really talking about, and if we're talking about anything, either the Chinese or the Russians or anything else, what we're talking about is military application. That's what we're good. That's what we're here for. Yeah, that's what it is. Because we're talking about in that space. You have drones, right? You have pilotless aircraft. You're getting into that situation where you have, and look at anybody who owns a Tesla, where they always say full self-driving is practically flawless. It can see this. Well, that means that a AI pilot doesn't have to sleep. It doesn't have to eat. It can, as long as that platform can stay fueled and ready and armed, it can fly indefinitely. Right. Yeah. So what we're talking about is when we're talking about the seriousness of the AI robots, what we're talking about is law enforcement, military, and, exploration kinds of things. They basically put should this be enough to tell you what they're really doing? And also remember, these things can do reconnaissance work. They can go in, they can sneak into bases, they can sneak into places, either plant traps, plant surveillance, remove pieces of equipment, steal things. Yeah. And if you're the Chinese, they love stealing stuff. That's just kind of how they get down. Or they just do. That's how they. Yeah, no, 100% stolen. And so again, we're talking about seriousness. I think that's kind of what we're leaning about is industrial and military applications. And I think that's unfortunately where we're going to be in 25 or 30 years. I think that's where the money's at. And whenever we talk about these applications, they have to be funded somehow. It's great to have a bunch of robots on a stage doing Shen Yun. That's kind of cool, but you don't make millions.
He even
millions
pronounced that properly. That was impressive.
I know. I've seen a couple of them. They're actually pretty cool. Well, but
practical wise, I think it's very practical to see them dancing on a stage. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Who needs military?
You just can't make a bunch of money off of it, right? But
that's true.
And I think that's what it comes down to is these things are going to require funding, right? And they're going to have to require investors, and there's going to have to be some kind of return. But the fact that this thing just takes a Glock out of a human's hands and just goes ding, 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 ding.
So I'm showing on the screen now.
Shoots well.
Is that a hockey stick? He just shoved it with a hockey stick. He's very Canadian. It's very Canadian.
Damn Canadians.
Yeah. So I just showed a footage of, we showed earlier in the year, the robot dog with the M16 on its back. And on screen now is a Boston Dynamics robot that has literally, did you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Hang on a second. Watch this again.
He kicks it over and it doesn't even sit up. It just turns on its opposite and then shoots
and hits the target perfectly.
Right.
Look at that. Bam. So I'm showing right now a Boston Dynamics robot, which is essentially a killing machine with a handgun block in his hand.
But here's the thing is, soldiers are probably trained to do the same thing. But the difference is if this thing gets damaged, you're not losing life.
Amazing.
And that's one of the big benefits. You're not
well, also
losing
too
life.
is remember is, and on top of that, I'm not just, nobody cares. Soldiers obviously are combat. But what I'm talking about is if you have a platoon, if you have a battalion of these things, you don't need a forward supply line. You do not need to, you just have to have armament. They don't sleep. They don't eat. Remember, when you're having these, when you talk about, if you're doing a protracted military invasion, you have to have supply lines. You got to get stuff in and out. You got to get food, supplies, medicine. They don't need bandages. You need hardware. You can replace them in the field. But what I'm saying is that all those things that kind of prevented long campaigns in the years are gone with this. You have nobody cares if this thing gets blown up or detonated or it gets lost or gets stolen. It's not a person. Nobody's going to send in a rescue operation, a hostage for your robots. They're just going to turn them offline and they're just going to be, they're not going to be operational. They'll have kill switches on them. And if you steal a platoon of them, they'll just power them off and you get the tech out of it. Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of Ghost in the Shell with Scarlett Johansson.
Yes. A little bit.
I've got a big problem with this video, right? And it's AI is going to see this video of these humans bullying this robot.
Yeah.
And quit picking on my
dude. They're going to come for us, man. They're going to come for us.
And Gemini's on everyone's phones. We're all gone. Gemini's coming.
I think it'd be nice to have them, but unfortunately, we realize if we're going to ask for these platforms to kind of start developing, it's going to have to go into a military and law enforcement sphere. It's just going to have to. I would like them to be in industrial applications because that would be handy. But you know how that's going to go. Once that we open that up, it's going to go forward from there. Which is
what's interesting here, right? And I think this has been the plot of many a movie about robotics. When so as humans, we like to build things and then put them into those situations, like Sam was mentioning, like a military application. And then, of course, the robots realize, hey, we're being put in a dangerous situation. And all of a sudden, they fucking unionize. They have a spokesperson. And before you know it, they just become a part of humanity, right? Like that's kind of, if you've ever seen that, there's a great BBC show called Humans, which is about humanoid robots, serving and functioning within people's homes. And that's exactly what happens in that show, right? Like, they start to get their own rights. And it's a great show.
Yes, it's sentient. Yeah. I mean, they become aware and sentient. And then also because they're aware and sentient, they do like any other aware sentient being is. It wants to preserve itself, and it has, a preservation mechanic.
Absolutely, yeah. Now, speaking, Jason, you mentioned Ghost in the Machine. And it's funny that you bring that exact term up.
It was funny is I just watched this because I was like on a treadmill running. I'm like, I want to watch a movie I haven't seen in a while.
Nice. And you just wanted to see Scarlett Johansson in
while I was running, yes.
Well, yeah, fair. Course, yeah, I get it. Right. Jason never ran 20 miles faster in his life.
He got very hot and sweaty.
He did get very hot.
Because of the running, of course.
Of course.
Hey-o.
Now, we've been talking about some bizarre decisions over the last couple of weeks that Apple's been making, but they're plagued with a little bit of a problem right now. And this has kind of gone very hush-hush, which is a little bit concerning. So Apple Podcasts, which is one of the bigger podcast platforms that are out there that happens to have the Tech Disruptors on it, has been kind of hit by a weird, strange bug. So users have been reporting for the past few months that once 1 minute their device is idle, and next the podcast app will launch itself and load up bizarre, obscure shows on there that aren't top chart hits. They're random religious sermons, empty audio files, and shows with titles.
Tech Disruptors.
Yeah, like, can we pay them? Yeah. Can we pay them?
Honestly.
Hey, here's some random bizarre stuff. How about the Disruptors and the Nomad Tech Project, like back to back, like a buy one, get one?
Yeah,
that would be cool.
50% off, Cyber Monday deal.
Our engagement's incredible.
Yeah. So this bug's been going on for a couple of months now. So, and people they're not just reporting it on their iPhone, they're also reporting on their Mac. So on their Mac, what's happening is that it's launching a web link on the actual Mac browser on their software, and podcast apparently skips safety checks and it just starts playing. So they believe that this ghost podcast situation is actually an XSS attack on Apple Podcasts. So some hacker is basically running havoc on their Apple Podcast app. But as to this point, Apple hasn't found a solution to this problem. So people are still getting these crazy like podcast launches when their devices are idle. And some users are reporting they were in the car, minding their own business, listening to the radio. And then all of a sudden, the Tech Disruptors podcast came on randomly and started playing through their iPhone speaker or through their car's Apple AirPlay.
Well, then they fell in love and they subscribed and started, it's okay.
I know. So
it works.
Now, I find this, like I said, the last couple of weeks we've seen Apple making some really bizarre decisions, releasing bizarre products, trying to youthify their image.
But I guess Darren, what's funny is I heard an article, read an article that I think that this quarter they're going to overtake Samsung. Now, it's not for the full year, but I think this first quarter or last quarter of 2025, they're expected to overtake Samsung. So they can make the craziest crap that they want and make these mistakes, and people are still eating it up.
Still going to do it. Yeah.
And did you hear MKBHD said about this sock and fidget?
Yeah.
He doesn't know if, what did he say? It's like, I don't know if they're just reaching for something like a lot of companies do, throw things at the wall, see what sticks, or if they're just trying to figure out if whatever they make, people are going to buy.
Yeah.
I think it's a Christmas money grab. Now that we're getting closer festive, like holiday season.
A $3 trillion company needs a money grab?
Jason, think about all the misses they've had this year, man. Like, you got to recoup that money somehow. So let's release a sock and a fucking piece of rubber.
Yeah, but
because that's essentially what they've done.
But you don't get to that $3 trillion by not doing what they're kind of continuing that mode, right? They're that model. I mean, what I think more of this is, well, first of all, I've always complained about not just Apple Podcasts. I don't have Apple Podcasts because I don't have an iPhone that has this. Although it's on my bank device, which doesn't ever come up. Is how aggressive like podcasts and I mean, every time I get in my car, it's like immediately I'm like, I just stop auto playing. Like like sometimes I get in the car and I don't have any apps running like in my car. It's like as soon as it connects to the Bluetooth, it just wham, all of a sudden YouTube music comes on or Spotify comes on or a podcast comes on and it just auto plays. And it's like, it's super aggressive. I've always hated that. I think this is different. I don't think this is Apple doing this. I think this is some kind of a cyber attack.
Oh, 100%.
There's something going on and they don't want to talk about that. They're using this vector to get in there because especially with these SSS attacks and then also just regular links and everything else, there's something else that's going on. And I think, because remember, again, we're not going to say the bad word, you know how that goes, but there are other state actors that know that a lot of these users are in the United States or they're in Europe. And this is, this doesn't affect companies in China because Apple Podcast probably is not available in China, or if it is, it's severely restricted. I'm telling you this, you're going to see a lot of this kind of stuff in not overt attacks of cyber nature, but you're going to see these little kind of asymmetrical cyber warfare is what you're going to start seeing, where they're just going to attack like apps, they're going to attack links, they're going to attack websites, they're going to do, those kind of things. And I mean, obviously TikTok, the theory is that TikTok is essentially a Trojan horse for basically filtering information back to Chinese state security, basically. So,
it's funny that you say that because the other day my wife was like, "Why is Pornhub on like the history of your Google Chrome browser?" And I told her it was a cyber.
It's the Chinese. They want me to have
they're like showing me.
But
all the best porn.
What's interesting about this is Apple wants to downplay it. And I'm sure Google has this with it. Someone gets in somewhere, but they don't release it because Apple, especially for Apple, they're the safest device. No other device they can ever be hacked.
Very security minded, right? This is they assume that Android's just weak and leaky because it is, but they're like, well, we're not like that because we're secure.
Was it 5 or 6? I don't know how long ago it was when the Apple photos were hacked and like supermodels, like actresses is like shaking some naked pictures of themselves were released everywhere.
Listen, I'm gonna still stand by that claim that I think that was a good thing. I think that was very entertaining to watch.
It was a good test
we're okay with cyber
security.
attacks if they're beneficial to me and my content.
No, I think he means Sam. I think he means it's good for Apple to shore up that hole that someone got in. That's what he means. That's what he means by good. Not the pictures. No, we would. Never.
No, I would never condone.
No.
I have to, just getting to that for 1 second. I just want to touch on this for a second. How many people do you know? Like, if you had to name them off the top of your head, how many people do you think in your immediate group of friends would have inappropriate pictures of themselves or their partner on their phone?
It's a good question. I don't think anyone has, but.
Like I know in my immediate circle, like maybe I'm giving people too much credit. Maybe they're fucking raging full of like, albums full of, dick pics, but I don't believe that I know anybody that would have photos on
except
their
yourself,
phone.
right?
Apart from myself, of course. But Jason, what about you? Do you in your immediate circle of friends, like
again, I think it goes back to these things are kind of secret. We're not supposed to know usually. So I don't think anybody I know would do this, but once they get hacked and released,
I know
that's when you find out. But I don't think, like, I know for a fact I don't, and I would assume my wife doesn't. I don't go through her phone, but I don't know anybody else who would in my friend group that would do that.
This is where Sam says all my friends because I send it to them.
Well, no.
They do now.
He's got caught in 4K.
No. The funny is I only have like, when we're talking about immediate friends, I have like essentially 2 or 3 real close friends and then my family and stuff. Now I have 2 teenage daughters. I would think no, but I guess statistically, especially with the younger generation, I'm talking about sub 25, I think that's becoming more, not acceptable, but I think there's less stigma against that now. And I think because they live in such a digital online,
Absolutely.
I mean, and here's, I'm going to talk about inappropriate stuff. I'm just talking about your general daily day. I mean, people talk about like privacy rights, but yet they're sieving their location information. I mean, constantly sharing. So I'm like, how privacy conscious really are you if everything you're doing is bringing broadcasts to everybody? So I think in the older, like for maybe older people, like, 40, 35 to 50 or 60 plus, probably less statistically, sub 30 or 25. I would like to believe that my daughters don't, but I couldn't. Right. I couldn't swear to it, and I don't. Well,
think about their own kid having those photos on there.
Well, they're 24, so they're not kids.
Yeah,
anymore.
so they have their own privacy. Of course, you're not going like if they were 14, 15, you can go through their phone, you can know.
Right. I mean, they're 24 years old, so they I know they have Snapchat and I know they have Instagram and I know those kind of things.
Yeah.
So it's very possible, and between each other or between like their boyfriends or girlfriends or friend groups.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, maybe they're showing pictures of cleavage and they have like a really cute dress and it's provocative and they share it. And maybe something else is going on. I mean, it's probably statistically higher than we believe.
When I was younger, the cameras weren't near as good.
Well, they weren't.
So we never did this.
Probably an advantage.
Yeah, I mean, I had a digital camera that looked like a suitcase, and I carried it around.
It definitely gives you plausible deniability because
right.
I mean, I'm sure I took pictures then, but they weren't.
But I would think there's probably statistics there would probably we all say no, but probably in statistical terms, probably and some of the people we know.
Well, Darren said yes.
Yeah, I know for me, but it's not of me. It's not of my friends. It's not of my family. It's of like ridiculous things I'll see online and share with my group of friends. So I'll be like, look at this guy, like he's jumping off the bridge naked, screenshot, right? Like, whatever. Like it's never going to be me. I would never send that picture, But yeah, I don't know.
Look at this guy. It's not me.
Yeah. Why is his face blurred?
It's my former roommate. Yeah.
Former roommate, yeah.
He's base jumping nude. Imagine that, right? Okay.
All right. Now, shifting focus. Now, all of the United States were rejoicing this week because the OnePlus 15 has finally cleared the FCC clearance.
The government's back to work.
The government's back to work. It is going on sale in the US in the coming days. But
who's getting one?
No, well, here is what I wanted to ask, and thank you for leading into this. Now, it's been probably, 3 weeks since this launched, 2 weeks since it's launched?
Mm-hmm.
And there has been not a great, necessarily amazing reviews about this device. So has that hurt OnePlus's sales in the US? Because people have already got it and gone, it's okay.
I don't think they sell it in the US, honestly.
Well, I guess for like the hardcore,
for the people that do buy them.
So the people who do buy OnePlus devices, are they not buying this? Well, I think if you've got like a OnePlus 13, probably not.
Yeah.
If you're sitting on like a OnePlus 10 or 10R or 11
as an upgrade,
as an upgrade, I think so. And remember, if they're hardcore, remember how hardcore users get down.
Yeah,
they'll buy the upgrade no matter what.
Yeah,
dude, I'm telling you, other than the camera, everything else about this device looks baller to me. Like I'm all in. I mean, maybe the camera is kind of sus, but you know me, I'm not really a camera guy. Everything else about this phone seems to be
pretty good.
Well, and MKBHD just came out and said this is his. So he usually carries two phones, an iPhone and an Android. And he says this is his main carry now is the OnePlus 15. He said the cameras are
big recommendation, really.
And he goes, I can get down with the cameras. They're not the greatest, but you can't beat the battery. The
he also said he would have had the Air, but because of the cameras on the OnePlus, he has a Pro. So he kind of
so it balances out.
Cameras.
Fuck, it must be nice, eh?
Yeah.
Rather than just carry around.
But it's funny to say this because the OnePlus is what $899, I think, starting when they had the sale.
Yeah.
And I was telling Darren before we started that Flossie Carter, he's YouTube guy. He was talking about, I don't know if it was the Realme or one of these Oppo Realme, they're all the same device pretty much. And he said that Giztop.com or whatever it is has the Chinese version of this for like $650 on Black Friday sale.
Yeah.
And for $20 more, they'll put the global ROM on it.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, it's almost $300 cheaper than what you're buying in the US. I think the price point.
As well, don't you? I don't know.
What was that?
a lot of the Chinese variants have a bigger battery. I don't think it's the case with OnePlus, but
not with OnePlus. No, yeah,
it's the same battery. I think across all markets.
And also, it has definitely faster charging because they have a different. They can use. They don't have the restrictions that American markets do.
I mean, and if there's no stipulations, if there's no differences in the bands, I don't think the global round would be a bad deal. But anyways, I just want to throw it out there. I think $1,000 is a typical price for a flagship, but I don't know. It's a tough sell for OnePlus.
I know, Darren, you had a lot of problems with your device.
My review unit was not great. Really? And to be honest with you, like I had a lot of issues with mine. I was told a software update would fix the problems, and it still did not fix the problems. I don't know if I had a dud. I don't know if I just got unlucky. I couldn't get mine to connect to Android Auto. I was having some issues with the Wi-Fi. I did factory resets.
For those listening though and watching, just because Darren had a lot of problems doesn't mean
it doesn't mean it's a bad device.
Because I haven't seen a lot of those, but you remember it's like anything you buy, they're mass produced. Once in a while, they're going to have something that has issues, whether it's software or hardware. So.
My thing is this: I just think it's funny that this is one of the impacts from the shutdown that people didn't really think about. Because remember, we don't do. And also, you couldn't pick a worse time in the federal government to shut down. October 1st is the first day of the financial fiscal year. And that is a major problem. Like, that's really disruptive. Like, I think the last one when they had the Trump shutdown, I don't think it was in October. I think it was like in the beginning of the year, like January, February timeframe. So having it go down at that time is really bad because basically nobody was at the FCC to basically certify this device. I didn't even think about it, but when I saw it on hold. I went, oh, that's one of the casualties of the shutdown, right? Is the FCC was furloughed essentially.
Just quickly in defense of OnePlus, that I've seen a few head-to-heads against the Oppo, which is obviously a camera-centric phone, their flagship. And it held up pretty well, to be fair. From what I could see.
I didn't have any issues with the camera.
I think they're not as good. OnePlus, the Oppo, OnePlus, and the Realme pretty much have identical sensors for the most part. I think what they differentiate is the telephoto. I think the OnePlus has like a...
It's
a sensor size.
50 megapixel sensor.
Where the Realme's got 200, I think.
Yeah, but to Darren's comment, I think hardcore Americans who are buying OnePlus phones, I think they're definitely going to, even if you have the 13, I mean, I don't know, that's a harder maybe sell because of it, but if you've got like a 12 or less, I would think if you're a hardcore OnePlus dude in the US, you're definitely picking up the 15.
There is a cult following.
There is 100%. And I would say, if to be 100% honest, if you are somebody that the camera is not a priority, but battery is, that's the only North American phone worth buying right now when it comes to battery.
Right,
it's easily. It's a fucking monster.
I think in general, I'm hoping Samsung and Apple jump on board. This new silicon carbon 7,000 plus is what's like the Vivo's only got 6,500, and it's
that's incredible,
and it lasts forever. You can't kill it. I had that
MediaTek processor.
I have the Nubia Z80, and you can't kill that thing, and it's not a big name brand, but it's got 73.
That's a lot of phone for your money. That one.
If I was banking on, I would say Samsung probably would be first, only just because of in the manufacturers, but because of all the battery weirdness. I swear to God, they have the biggest case of guy got hit in the batter's box and won't get back in the batter's box of any company I've ever seen in the history of the world. It's like the Note 7 was like a million years ago, and you guys are still freaked out about the battery.
They also have the swelling battery issue too. Like they always have battery issues for some reason.
Yeah, but it's like, I know, but it's like
you got to move forward.
Yeah, well, maybe if you go to the silicon carbide, maybe you won't get the swelling anymore.
That's right.
Maybe that'll solve. I mean, it's kill two birds with one stone, right?
I think it's just the resilience of silicon carbon. They don't know how long the reliability, how long they're going to last. I know Oppo came out and said after 5 years, you'll still retain 80% of its. I don't know how they got to that point because I don't know if silicon.
Well, it is a new technology, so I guess you're just gonna. But I think you're just gonna have to take that leap of faith and kind of see where it goes. The only way you're gonna know is get into your phones and have some track record and see how those phones, survive for the next 3 to 5 years and see what they're. I mean, but just to sit there and keep just like putting your head in the sand and go, nope, we're staying with lithium. It's like. You're just going to get dusted on it, dude.
But why does Apple and Samsung have to? They're making tons of money.
Exactly.
They're not getting pushed enough. They need to get more push.
Well, they will get pushed eventually because eventually it's going to happen. Samsung just weird about the battery. I don't know.
I think I read somewhere this week that the S26 Ultra is keeping the 5,000 milliamp battery. I think I saw that this week somewhere.
That wouldn't surprise me.
I mean, the only thing that's cool about keeping the same size batteries, you can, I guess, with their software and the new chip, you can kind of see how more efficient they are, I guess. but
it doesn't like long. But
I
like
know.
long term, it
I'm making
always
excuses.
evens out, right? Yeah, like it's
Right.
now.
And I think the 26 real quick. I think the 26 we all kind of assumed that it was really iterative. They weren't going to really push boundaries with that. Nothing that came out was really like they were going to go kind of all in on stuff. Maybe the S27. Maybe that's where they go. Okay, we're going to increase the sensor. We're going to do some battery stuff. We're going to kind of
lucky number
maybe,
7 for a 7,000 milliamp battery.
Right. Maybe
hey,
they're
I'm
all
still waiting for the trifold. I'm still waiting for the trifold from Samsung.
Oh man,
hasn't come out yet.
I'm not saying I'm going to buy it. I just want to look at it.
I would like to try it. I'm trying to figure out a use case and why I would need that. I don't know. We'll see.
The question isn't why you would need it, is why not?
That's it, right?
Oh, speaking of
the price.
As a fold, it actually makes more sense because you open a fold up and it's a weird aspect ratio.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whereas you open that tri-fold up, you've got a proper tablet.
You're back to that kind of widescreen.
16 by 9 like aspect ratio. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Crazy.
Maybe.
Speaking of folds,
here we go. I knew you were going to go to this. Damn it.
Jason and me have all been a folding phone user in the last couple of years. So we have a little bit of experience in this field. But a company this week has come out and
never
said,
heard of them either. Brand new company.
Never heard of them before. We have eliminated the crease. They are claiming that it's gone. Disappeared.
Here we go.
Gone.
I know where we're going. Okay.
So Apple has come out and said that it has entered the next stage of production with what is said to be a breakthrough in eliminating the crease normally seen on folding phones when they laid flat. So after 100 iPhone Fold prototypes, allegedly, they have eliminated the crease. It's gone. It's not going to be seen anymore. Now, Sam, I'm throwing this question at you first because I also saw an article just today saying that the iPhone Fold is going to look like the Surface Duo. So have they eliminated the crease because the crease isn't there? It's a hinge. And that's what I want to know. What do you reckon, Sam? Is that what's going to happen? Is this the win? Is this what's going down?
I don't know. I just think it's funny that Samsung makes the panels and they would make the first creaseless for an out competitor that against a segment they're trying to like. Okay, I don't make any sense. If I will tell you right now, I've always said iPhone. Once they make a foldable, I would maybe try iOS and see how it goes on a foldable.
Yeah.
If they did that and it ran iOS with the you might want to take my money because I might actually try it. I'm telling you, man, and I'm not. And you know me, like I'm here for it, man. I am. I mean, I'm here for all that. I still think, as a multitasking productivity device, I still think a dual screen is better than a foldable. Because that's the posture. You have to use it that way. When I use my foldables, I don't necessarily always do that. If they came out with a duo style, if it's actually two screens,
could you imagine?
I would like to say that no, that's a hard pass because it's iOS. I don't know, dog. That might be being all about at least, and maybe that might not be my daily driver. That is definitely going to be on my radar of devices to look at in the next year or so. That would be cool.
No. Oh, yeah, he's muted. He muted himself.
I would just stay out of the conversation. I asked Sam, I was like, so you have the Duo and the Duo 2, right? Right now? Mm-hmm. See, I love both. I think the Duo 2 had better cameras, obviously. I still look every once in a while for someone selling a used Duo 2.
Yep,
and they always are one. Usually the ones are cheaper, but they're always way too high used.
Yeah.
Always.
People know.
I love the two screen.
It's collectible.
There was once in a while where it was kind of a pain, like if you're doing like a full screen game. But why are you gaming on one anyways? You know,
right? You can. I mean, basically, what I did was I used to game. Honestly, I used to game like this, and I would just sit there and kind of, not emulation gaming, but I'm just I get it. And again, you remember if you're taking pictures of your gaming, that's really not what this was intended to do. You're kind of pushing this phone past what its essentially design element was supposed to be. But I will argue that because again, when I can get a foldable, it can do that.
Yeah,
you can do this. It
so
didn't have an
Apple
outside
releases
screen,
one like that. Sam, you're down to try one.
Oh, I would be.
Yeah.
Let's take a step back from that. If Apple actually comes up with any foldable at all, even if it's like my Fold 7, I'm absolutely going to try it.
See the rumored price though.
about any of that. Again,
2,500 is the rumored price.
Yep. Dude, what you're at a Fold 7, you're already at $2,000.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, you're right. The only difference is, well, I guess Apple does too, but Samsung usually does some pretty damn good trade-ins. Usually.
Yeah. Apple might be okay.
Well, here's the thing, and you think about it. Can you imagine, because Apple is going to want people to move into that form factor? Can you imagine what's going to be happening at the carrier level as far as incentivization to get this?
Yeah,
you're not going to pay $2,500 if you get that on a contract with AT&T or T-Mobile. Especially, you look how hell, every iPhone I've ever bought for my wife, she's never paid full price. She pays like $8 a month because
T-Mobile has 4 lines. You get 4 iPhone 17s, and they don't pay a damn. It's all credited.
Away. Yeah. Don't think that Apple's not going to go really hard on. Maybe if you buy it directly from an Apple store, maybe you have to pay that price. But I'm telling you right now, especially I would think it's funny is what they ought to do just for giggles, shigs. That's what we call it at work. We can't say shits and giggles. We have to say it in a code word. We say shigs. So can you imagine if they would give the same amount for people like who have like a Fold 6 or Fold 7 to get them out of Samsung and go, dude, Apple says, tell you what, if you have an iPhone, we'll give you this, but if you have an actual foldable from Samsung, we'll give you $200 extra, get you out of that ecosystem and get you onto where the real foldables live, dude. Yeah, I can see Apple.
I think you're wrong. The biggest way to sell the iPhone Fold, whatever it's going to be called, is the iPhone. I mean, it's Apple for one. They need to bundle it with a Vision Pro 2.
Now, actually,
clear those off the shelves a little bit.
Speaking of the name, there is a rumored name. So we're going to play a game. Joe, the rumored name of the iPhone folding phone is going to be called...
come back to me. I need to think.
Sam.
I know it's not going to be, but I just call it the iFold. That's exactly what I would call it.
iFold, right. Jason.
iFold.
I'm thinking that, or since it's a new segment, maybe, well, I guess they call the iPad. I don't know. I'd say it's the Apple Fold. I mean, that's
Apple Fold? Okay.
Yeah.
Joe?
Yeah, I've got nothing. I'm kind of shocked they're not doing a flip first, to be honest.
Yeah, me too.
I actually thought a flip might have been the play for like the youthful segment, but I guess maybe they're going for productivity first.
Man, just look at everything else they've ever done. It's iPhone, iPad, iMac, everything is Apple. Now Apple Watch is different. They went Apple Watch, so I can see them go Apple Fold. I get it, but everything's been something. I guess I don't know.
The rumored name,
the Apple slice, the ice slice.
The rumored name currently is iPhone Ultra. That's the rumored name.
That's the kind of baller.
No,
it's kind of because remember,
if you think about it, it's the ultimate form factor, right?
Yeah, but they just took Ultra. So they've always had the Pro and the Pro Max. Samsung's always done the Ultra, and now it's like everything's blurring so much now.
Yeah, but they don't. But Samsung doesn't use the Ultra moniker on any of the Z lines.
No, they don't. No,
it's all on their S line. So
see, I think that's the perfect name.
Dude, I think it's kind of baller.
Yeah, Sam, Joe, what do you think? I'm not digging it. I don't like it.
I don't like it because I see what they're doing, and that's what I don't like about it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't hate it. I don't actually hate it.
I think it's pretty good too, if I'm being honest.
Well,
if I worked for Apple, I'd be like, we got to do this.
Yes,
yeah. And the thing is, if you think about your consumer and you only want Apple, and you hear something called the Apple Ultra, of course, the Pro Max
or the iPhone Ultra.
Yeah.
You got the iPhone Pro Max because you got a big screen, but you don't have the Ultra. I've got the
exactly.
Best, I have the best phone that Apple makes.
Yep.
I picture the commercial.
Out of Pixel, don't we? The Pixel Fold name is
the Pixel. They're going to use a press, and they're going to press all the phones. No, just kidding.
No. It's going to be like this. It's going to be a flashback commercial.
Oh, here we
go. Circa iPod silhouette with people going closing the fold, like a clapping. You wait and see. It's going to be something very youthful.
I hope they go older than that. I hope they go back to the old 1984 Mac when they went to the Macintosh.
Oh, yeah?
I want them going all old school, having that, and just this thing comes down from the heavens, and they're like, yeah, you could have a Pro Max. You could be that person. However, do you want the ultimate Apple experience? Boom. And just
I don't know. Have they ever done something like that? They don't ever isolate their consumers. No, not directly, like what Sam did. But they're going to imply that heavily that this is the, how they're, God, I hate their lives. when the WWDC, because it's like they use words that I've never even heard of before to describe half the shit that's normal. But you know,
well, especially now because
right.
I'm telling you, it happened to my daughter, and if I didn't, of all the people in the world that I thought would never even take a swing on anything foldable, would be my daughter. And Apple people know that the fold and flip category exists now. They may not all understand it, but I'm telling you, it's like I asked her, it's like, I didn't put her up to it. I was like, I even talked her out of it. I said, you shouldn't go from your iPhone to a Z Flip. Yeah. Like, you should not do that. No. I don't think that's a good play at all. And you know what she said? I've seen it all over. My friends are starting to see this flippable stuff. And then and she's used it now for about 2 months. And I said, she's not going to use anything else.
Wow. Go Sammy.
No, I cannot take any credit for that. It had nothing
Not you.
to do with
I mean, like Samsung.
Yeah. But I'm saying is, I think
Motorola has
years ago, if we had this conversation 3 years ago, I don't think we're having this conversation. No. I think that entire thing is starting to shift.
Starting to change.
Because the same thing that gets Apple in the know is the same thing that will work against them. That's a double-edged sword. It's now that the fold and flip is now out there. It's not a niche thing. It's not even mainstream, but now it's like, she goes, when I'm in my friend group and I open my phone and the things it can do with that form factor.
So much better for them nudes.
That's exactly right.
Damn.
It's like a selfie
about my daughter here, but okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
Here's what I'll say. So Apple has done a few things. Usually they sit back and wait. But recently, sitting back and waiting with Division Pro, well, it's a great device. It's premium. It's not worth the money, and it's not it's not picking up traction. Then they released the second one, same thing. AI, they sat back and waited. Now they're behind the 8 ball, and they're going to pay Google to use Gemini. So I'm hoping. Look, I don't want Apple. Anybody who tells you they want Apple to be the only phone company ever is dumb, because you want competition. I want Android to exist. I want Apple to exist. But do you think maybe that they waited so long that an Apple Fold won't sell kind of like that because the price will be too high?
I don't think the Air. I don't. Remember, we're talking about price in an Android mindset. You're thinking about it, as an Android mindset.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not saying it's too high. I'm just asking.
When you're thinking about it from a person who's an Apple person, they're already paying. Again, like I said, they're willing to go there as long as they they want to have more than anybody, more than Samsung or Android people. They want to have something where they can go out in public. And can you imagine somebody's going to the club and they're in the club and they're the first one who goes like this, and then all their friends around them, and then they go, "Oh, you have one of those Sammy." No, it's an iPhone. And they're going to go, "Holy fuck!"
No, you missed a spot, Sam. You missed a spot. They're at the club with the sock around their shoulder with the fold in the device, and they pull it out of the sock.
I don't know if it's.
It'll fit.
It'll
fit.
That's what it's going to be.
Yeah, okay.
It'll fit.
Ultra pocket.
But I think I think in this case, Apple's patience actually worked for them, because
it usually does. Yeah,
but not that. But Samsung apparently is giving them a screen that's creaseless. We'll see. Yeah. But also I think it's the right time where they can drop it on there now, and it's just enough where it's not totally saturated. Where they can say, "Look, we've decided that Samsung and them do their folds. They're pretty good, but they can't be an iPhone fold." No. And that's Samsung, and none of them can be that. They can't ever say, "Well, we're like another Android fold that does the same Android
Here's
stuff."
the thing, though.
Samsung that. Yeah.
One thing no company has made a fold has overcome is the cameras.
Yeah.
They're good. I'm not saying they're bad, but can Apple make them better?
Yeah, because it's computational. It's computational, and who cares?
It is.
And here's the thing. As long as they can keep the video close,
decent,
that's what that's going to matter. The pictures, people on iPhone kind of assume their pictures are kind of okay now that Android's catching up. But if that video and computational works and they can get those modules in there where their video is and all the same features, and now on a bigger canvas where you can really edit and split screen. Oh, dude. Give me up to Cupertino. Yeah. I can get them to sell it. I'll sell millions of those folds because I'll show you how to do it. I'm just telling you. I think this is the time.
I should just hire a soul.
I think this is the V5 cameras over the Pro Max.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but not for video.
Not for video.
Well, and again, that was my statement on. As long as the video on iPhone Fold stays true, they can still have the same features. Or if it's a little less, it's not dramatically less.
Yeah.
I don't think I don't think you're going to have a problem selling
when they announce this, you're going to know what they're not strong at, because they're going to smooth over that. If you ever noticed, they never talk about battery a lot when the watches are they're like, oh, the cameras are good, and okay, so you'll kind of know at WWDC, obviously if they're not going to put a lot of effort.
Yeah, but I agree with Darren. I think that I think waiting in this case, it actually worked out for them, and I think this is the time for them to kind of go all in. And if they can get a fairly creaseless phone with good video and decent cameras, and the battery's decent, better than iPhone Air battery, and an optimized. Again, we're talking about an Apple chip, right? This is an M chip that's optimized on Apple software. The battery life, you could throw that all out the window because it's not the same comparison. It's utterly optimized for that device. I think this is going to be. But if they make one that's dual screen, or even if they make a foldable, I am going to get one. Yeah, just because I've always said I can't be a liar.
They're going to be like, we've waited because we've refined it.
Yes,
of course.
Well, of course.
They gotta Apple making a foldable. It's just going to make all the Android foldables more winnable. Everyone's going to jump on them more now because, like, holy shit, now they're big.
And that's fine.
That's good. Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, as long as all those form factors are available, and you may be, Darren's like, hey, look, I'm not about that foldable life. I'm not about the flippable life. I'm still a slab dude. I'm not ready, like me. I'm not ready for an electrical vehicle yet. Maybe in 5 years I will be. Maybe never. Who knows? But as long as those
do you guys think
segments are served, I think
do you think it's going to become more mainstream foldables when?
100%.
Of course.
Yeah. I think it'll be. I don't think it'll be mainstream. I think it'll be a lot more. You'll see a lot more in the wild, and I think it'll be. I don't think it'll be total. America. I don't think parity will be happening. I don't think it's 50-50. No. But I'd say you might see maybe 15% of people actually rocking a foldable of some kind, with their flip or fold of any
it's
Apple or
Samsung. Interesting because folding screens have weaknesses. I don't care how many times you fold it. There's going to be something that's going to break. I want to know their reliability. They're going to do their research.
If it's a Samsung screen, I would feel a lot better with Samsung with reliability than whether it's BOE Apple's Skunkworks trying to figure out some bullshit. I'm okay with a Samsung screen. I think it's okay.
I believe it is a Samsung screen from what I remember reading.
Yeah, so if it's Apple,
we're going to order the Ultra and the Vision Pro 2. Darren's going to pay for it.
I thought they're actually making the Vision Pro 2. I thought they were discontinuing that.
It looks just like the Vision Pro 1. It's already out.
It's already out. Right.
It's exactly like the Vision Pro 1, except for it's got a strap that goes over top, and it's got a newer processor in it.
I just don't. The problem is like they always say,
same price.
If your product doesn't really solve a problem or doesn't really hit it, then it's not going to be, And I think the foldable can solve a major problem for a lot of people. Yeah. Screen real estate, multitasking, being able to do a lot of edits, especially if it has like Apple Pencil support. Oh, okay. Well then.
Well, it's going to have that.
Well, that's one more thing they can say. Well, Samsung decided to get rid of it. We decided to keep it.
I guarantee if Samsung's making that screen and it's creaseless, their next fold is going to have it, and it's going to have pen support again. Damn well it will.
Mm-hmm.
So,
with the Apple one, it'll be the Ultra Pen.
The Ultra Pen.
The Ultra Pen.
Right, it costs $200 for fucking.
It's going to be smaller too, because yeah. Are you talking about the? Never mind, go ahead.
The Poco? Is that what you're going to say?
Yeah.
No, but you read my mind. That's exactly what I was going to say.
You guys are like, Joe and I are retarded. You guys are like symbiotic. Like, what I was going to say, Poco? Fuck yeah, I was going to say Poco. Let's go. You guys are like fucking online, dude. I love it.
It's the Bose speaker in it, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the Redmi. It's the Redmi.
Oh, is that the whole back where the okay?
Denim back, yeah. So the Poco F8 Ultra has actually been crowned the best sounding smartphone of 2025 with its Bose integration subwoofer built into the back of the phone.
When
Flossie Carter, when he had this
woofer.
You got to watch Flossie Carter. He's like, if I had to pick this or this thing has got a subwoofer. This is, you know how he is. He's kind of flashy.
So is the whole back a speaker, or is it just?
The circle there is a subwoofer.
A little speaker at the circle in the back.
Gotcha.
And it's not denim. It's actually not a denim. It's actually the way they like crisscross some kind of pattern on it, and it looks and feels like denim.
So the woofer's right there on the camera housing.
Exactly.
Yeah, so here is the woofer, and then the speakers are on the front, so front-facing speakers with the woofer on the back.
Nice.
And
3 50-megapixel cameras.
Yeah.
Snapdragon 8 Gen 5. What would you pay for this?
Yeah.
If it's a Poco, no more than $700.
Well, there you go. 12 gig, 512, I think, or 256 starts at I think the black when it came out, it was only selling for.
Like $649.
You got to convert it.
It's the US Poco, so it's the budget Xiaomi, right? So
but but they've
Pocos have always been affordable, mostly. Yeah.
Usually, and this thing is good because it's got much better cameras than any Poco's ever had.
Previously,
they're kind of going all in on cameras now, like everyone else.
Right.
But yeah, about $650 for 12 gig, about $700. But I think now joking, maybe test this more. I went on AliExpress. They wouldn't even sell it to me on AliExpress. It was blocked in the US. You can have a forwarding address for the UK, which I tried, and I can get the 16 gig 512 for like $680.
Wow.
Now I have to pay extra shipping to get it to me from the forwarding address, but yeah.
Dude, I like Pocos. Before Apple, AT&T had that dumbass whitelist bullshit. I had a Poco once. I thought it was great. I kind of dig it. I mean, I've had Xiaomi's too, but I'm kind of a Poco fan. This is kind of cool that this line is continuing and is really evolving and growing and I wouldn't even say it's a mid tier. This is like it's a flagship, almost a flagship, really. And
they say it's the flagship killer is what they're saying.
But at $700, that's pretty crazy, dude.
So here is a quick little clip. This is from This Is Tech Today, YouTuber. He's doing a speaker test here. I'll just jam this up here.
Sound test.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Look at his face.
How loud does it get? Wow. That gets really loud.
It sounds rich. I mean, in my headphones. But the problem with that kind of stuff is it's hard to tell until you have it in hand.
Exactly, yeah. But I mean, Jason,
there's ways it's going to sound less good than that.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, it's going to sound great. And now because it's a bass tone, it doesn't have to directly face, right? It's a subwoofer. You can put it underneath your couch.
Okay. Joe, you have a honor in your hand, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can't talk about that one.
Oh,
we know which one it is. It's the one I just canceled.
Yeah. Now, Jason and I both agreed that the Honor Magic 7 Pro had the best speakers of the year.
Fantastic, yeah,
absolutely some of the best. I'm curious to see how it stacks up against the 8 Pro.
Yeah, me too.
But we'll find out. We'll find out soon. Joe can't say much, but we will find out soon.
Here's my problem with the Poco, though. I love Poco. It's Xiaomi. Redmi is the same thing. All that stuff.
Yeah.
Hyper OS is just not that good.
No,
I'm not a big fan of Hyper OS.
Yeah.
And like Sam, I had what was one last year? The 7 Ultra.
Oh, my Poco was like 3-4 years ago. So it was like one of the M series, like the older Pocos.
I had my first video that got 10,000 views was a Poco phone. I don't know which one it was now, but I had the Poco 7 Ultra last year.
Which you didn't remember last week.
I know, I forgot. And I put, I don't keep them long enough.
They all blend together.
I think I had Google Fi at that time, and it only got 4G. That's my big concern. Not that I need 5G, but I'm paying.
Is Google Fi still like a thing? I haven't heard shit about it.
I'll be honest, Google Fi was amazing. The only reason why I switched is because T-Mobile offered a law enforcement discount, and it was much better.
Oh, I've had law enforcement. I still get a law enforcement discount for AT&T, and I haven't been in law enforcement in 10 years.
Oh, you just put it out in the universe.
No, they never asked to re-verify. They just kind of kept the discount.
So you on FirstNet then? Or are you just AT&T?
AT&T, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They've always offered, I think it's 18% on, and also government service, although I'm not exactly government either. So I don't know how they figure it out, but they never re-verified it, and I've never told them anything. I was just like, whatever.
Why would you?
Tell them no.
Exactly.
And also my wife does, because essentially in her work, she could have got a discount too. So I think they just like, who cares?
Right. A lot of these companies offer discounts. Sure.
Now, final story here. Tomorrow is Cyber Monday. So if you don't know what the Cyber Monday is, it's when a lot of 2025 tech and previous go on sale. But Jason sent me this. Jason thinks he might have found the best Cyber Monday deal.
I didn't send him this, by the way. He sent
yes, you did.
Embarrassing. I can tell you that right now.
So
I know.
The Xbox Crocs Edition is here.
Yeah.
You look at
Hold
on.
on. Do you remember the Windows XP Crocs I sent you?
We saw it. Yep.
I tried to order those things. They were $130, and there was no shipping date. They were back ordered. I don't know. These things
Dude, I used to have a chance to get the Microsoft ugly sweaters back in the day.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
And dude, they sell out in like, I'm not even minutes, like literally 30 seconds. And I almost got one a couple of years ago. It was with the Microsoft.
Here's my first problem with Crocs.
Cool.
I don't like Crocs. I don't wear Crocs.
But that's because you never worn them, brother. You never.
I've worn them. I don't like them.
Yes.
But if you like them, that's nothing against. I mean, people like them. My kids wear them. Is that something you'd buy if you were
absolutely. Like, look at the design of that. Like, okay,
it
so
is
these
cool.
are
The buttons. Oh.
These are $80.
Yeah.
Like, not cheap, but pretty good for Crocs. Crocs average retail price is about $60, so it's not that crazy above like their average retail cost. But $80, and you're getting that kind of like black on green design.
The only way I buy this
is
if they have the red circle of death.
Red ring of death.
What do they call them? The little
red ring of death.
Not fidgets, but what do you think you put on the Crocs? What do they call those things?
I have no idea.
You're good luck.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
giblets or something like that. Yeah. So if they had the red ring of death on the Xbox,
I'll be honest with you. Like, let me see if I can find the top.
I'll tell you. You know what? I would get these if the controller actually had functional buttons and you could use it as a controller.
Why would you want to use your
like,
shoes?
Just because you can.
You pull off your foot and start playing.
Dude, you came over to my house and you don't have an Xbox controller. You fucking lame.
Yeah.
Dude, you suck.
Yeah, you pull off.
No, fuck you, dog. Pull off your shoe and go here. Matter of fact, not only do I have a shoe for me, bitch, I got a shoe for you too.
Yeah.
And they're like fucking playing on Crocs. You'd win the internet. Dude.
Then your friend turns his shoe over like, did you step in dog shit?
Yeah. They come preloaded with that. It's like baked into the material. It smells like puke and dog shit and satin.
Sorry, Joe.
Yeah.
Sorry, Joe.
I will say the top-down views are really nice. Like,
dude, it says player left and player right on the fucking shoe.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
It's so cool. Dude, I would buy these in a nanosecond.
Crocs is doing some good shit. Like these collaborations, like the Windows XP is more for like certain kinds of people like who really love Windows XP, but it was still a cool design. I wouldn't pay $130,
especially for $80. Darren, you said, dude, those I would at 100% get those.
Even with the right and left, like,
can I throw out my suggestion here? Now, this was actually a collab that they did, and I never saw this one, but I want these ones. The fucking Grimace McDonald's Crocs.
Dude, Darren, if you buy those, I want to take a picture if you wear
these fucking beauties.
I would only do it if it was Hamburglar. Then I would do it.
Yeah, the purple kind of puts me off.
Grimace is fucking weird. Sam. It's funny that you say that because there is a hamburger.
Oh my god!
Look at this right there.
But the problem is why does the Grimace get the? Well, wait a minute. That's not cool. The Grimace has the kind of the lining inside.
Yeah,
and then those are just straight up
fluffy and stuff. Yeah.
The problem is with the fluffy. You ever got your Crocs wet? That'll ruin all that shit. But dude, a Hamburglar fucking Crocs, dude.
Hey, all my Canadian friends might love this next one. Look at this.
Hey out there.
Fucking Reese's Hershey's one right
Why
there.
would your Canadian friends like that?
Reese's Pieces, man. They're Canadian.
Hershey's in Pennsylvania.
Hershey's in Pennsylvania. Reese's is Canadian.
Well, the funny thing is, I remember from an old comedian, you remember Reese's is possessive. It's Reese's with apostrophe S, which means they are owned by Reese. Sorry, Reese. I didn't know these pieces belonged to you. My bad. I'm gonna eat them anyway, right? So it's Reese's Pieces. But dude, those are cool.
Darren, did you just search up a bunch of?
I got Crocs collabs. I got a better one. I got another one here. Hang on, look at this. Pop-Tart.
No, come on.
Let's go.
No,
let's
I'm
go.
not a Pop-Tart guy.
Fuck Pop-Tarts. Pop-Tarts. They should not even be. That should not even be edible in the U.S. Those things are fucking disgusting.
Where's the Mountain Dew one?
Toasted strudel, I would be okay. Pop-Tarts,
where's the flaming hot ones?
Yeah,
dude, no.
They have like
that'd be a good one.
Although it says crazy good, that's
crazy
cool.
good.
That's kind of cool.
What about a KFC and Crocs?
Oh Jesus Christ!
Right here, right there. That is a chicken wing strapped to the top. Sorry,
I'm buying those.
This is to me. This is the best use of AI.
That's not AI. I believe that's a legit product. I believe you can buy it. It comes with their platform version too. Here you go.
Oh wow, yeah.
With the actual box on the bottom. No, that's legit.
You got a little bit of the. You got the kernel. Just a little bit of the.
I'm telling you, Nano Banana Pro or whatever they have now is scary good. So obviously, I'm wearing Ohio versus the whatever Ohio State Michigan big rivalry happened Saturday. Ohio State won. I actually did Michigan's coach and said, have him wearing Ohio State gear. And it literally put him in the horseshoe, which is the Ohio State, him wearing all Ohio State gear. And it looked just like him.
Yeah.
Usually Nano Banana goes, oh, we're not going to produce this kind of stuff because it's like Steve Jobs. That one picture I sent with Steve Jobs holding a Pixel. That was Nano Banana Pro. And I'm surprised they let you do that.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put this out there, and I'm not trying to piss off a host here, but this whole Ohio State Michigan thing, it's out of control. It's out of control.
Down, all right?
Yeah, it's calm all the way down. It's like, okay, I get it, because Cleveland, they have nothing in Ohio professional sports team. I get it. Like, their hatred is Mizzou, Kansas hatred. I get it.
There's always rivalries like Alabama, Auburn,
right? Roll Tide and War Eagle. I get it. And then Mizzou, they fought there was actual combat back in the 1800s. They hate each other. But then Kansas, Mizzou left the SEC, but the Ohio State Michigan thing, I'm like,
we don't say the M word. We say Teton. We don't that team up north.
Right. I did like the fact that the mascot
that was hilarious. Did you see the ground crew come out and they started wiping it off real quick?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. But the Ohio State Michigan thing. It
was like, what? College football is really big in the U.S. and Ohio State Michigan. I know Sam
knows. He gets it.
It's a huge rivalry.
Trust me.
It's a huge rivalry.
We're just like, we like to have fun with it. People in the UK like actually have fist fights over it. Like they'll actually wrap up fucking barbed wire in your fist and they'll actually fight and shit.
Anything with soccer.
And we don't have hooligans in the US. They have hooligans in the UK.
Football.
But I mean, trust me. And some of the chants, wow, some of them are bad, dude. I mean, some of them in the UK, their chants are
Sam, the big problem here is in the US now we have the NIL. And they're paying millions of dollars for these college players are making
plus also just the sports betting alone. I'm not talking about in the college ranks, but in the professional ranks now that Missouri.
Like, where are we going with this?
Yeah, so it's all.
Can I just give a shout out? Yeah, Joe's got the Unihertz Titan there. I saw.
Dude,
I had that phone too.
Is it?
Yeah,
is it?
It's
a fucking brick.
It's chunky.
It's chunky, but I mean, Jason, have you actually used it like functionally and out in the world? Like,
getting used to physical buttons again.
I'm not talking about the physical buttons. I'm talking about like just
it's a physical it's a brick, and that screen on the back is useless in my opinion. Unihertz is known. It doesn't do much but the camera. That's pretty much all it does is the camera, and and what's weird in the U.S. I think it was the Unihertz. God, I had so many fucking phones. Yeah. It wouldn't do 24-hour. It only did 24-hour clock, which I guess most people doesn't matter. I like 12-hour clocks. And Fahrenheit.
It's all about military time.
No, I like 24-hour time.
So it might not be a big
everything
deal
on my devices, it's always it's 24-hour time. Nothing is standard time for me.
It's not a bad device. It runs really good. It's set up really good. Everything runs great. It's just a freaking brick. It is.
Yeah, it looks pretty thick.
I was gonna say it looks. I mean, when Joe took it out of the box, I'm like, God damn.
But remember one thing: for the price, I only paid like $239.
Didn't you do like the Kickstarter? So it was like even at $379. I'm like, dude, even
they're $400. Yeah, I think they're $379 at Black Friday.
If you want a physical keyboard, I think that even at that price, even $400. I mean, definitely, if they were trying to push this thing for $800 or $650 or $700, I can imagine you getting a little sideways.
Yeah,
but dude, for $380.
Yeah, it's a mid-range phone.
It does what
it does what it's. Now people are saying that the keyboard is painted, and people are talking about the letters are rubbing off already.
What I don't like, and again, me and Joe talked about this, and Steve Litchfield was on our show. I don't like the stuff being across the top. I liked on the BlackBerry, like on my Key 1. See how the buttons, like the shift buttons, are at the bottom.
Yes.
I like all that stuff at the bottom. At the top row, maybe it's a muscle memory thing, but I think I prefer the
keypad
better.
on this is really good. It's just the muscle memory of going from a touchscreen back to a physical keypad. Is actually difficult.
I like it.
Well, and the problem is Jason, I will tell you, the reason why is because you're gonna do it for a week or two, and then you're gonna go back to a regular phone. If you stayed on that phone for a year, you could probably get. I think you could be okay. I think that's the problem.
I think it would have.
I think that's an incorrect. I don't want to say that's mean to you because I'm not trying to be like against anybody who's reviewing it.
I'm offended.
I think that's kind of a false positive as far as a review. It's like, well, I don't like physical keys. It's like, well, because in a week you're not going to be using physical keys. I think if you knew that you were going to use the Titan 2 or a physical keyboard for a year, I think that gets a little bit better. I don't think you get as fluid, but I think
it's just like
a
going
lot
from the
less
back
to fight through.
It's like going from back buttons to gestures. It took a little while to get used to. And I agree. If I were to use that long, I'm just saying it took a while to get used to that, but it would have came naturally after a while.
Yeah, I just don't like the top row of buttons. I do like the fact that they have them mapped. Like if you push S or you double click it, it'll auto launch. Yeah. I think as a person who had one of these, I didn't have anything on my home screen on a BlackBerry because I would just, if I needed to get a Spotify, I would just double click launch or long press.
Yeah,
dude, those key.
But Sam, I sent you that message. Approved for AT&T now.
I'm just waiting for you to get rid of it because you're not keeping that Titan 2. And when you're ready to
offload it's already gone.
Wow, that's a fucking dick move, dude. I even made this comment in our chat. I was like, "Hey, if you're ready to offload that,
I put it on X. I think I had it on. Didn't I put it on X?
I think you did.
I don't go on that Twix.
He doesn't
I
go
sent
on
you
there.
a direct message on our.
What'd you say, Joe?
Chat.
He doesn't go on any socials.
Dude, I don't said that. Dude, go back to our tech disruptors. And I said, hey, man, if you're ready
I think he did. He did post a message out. I do remember seeing that.
I don't even care about the hometown discount. Help a brother out. AT&T, sir. Yeah, he's just like, fuck that guy.
Well, I sold it a couple weeks ago, and it was before the AT&T cert anyway. So
I don't care. I would have hold on to it because I knew it was imminent. Right. So
well, that's my bad. Okay. Next time I get one, I'll send it right your way.
You're gonna get another one. Though. You're like, fuck that.
It'll be the Unihertz Titan 3.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, I'm an affiliate for Unihertz, so I want to be.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'd like to just. I'm really curious to see, like,
the biggest put off was the girth. It's just girth. Really big, and Darren hears it all the time, right, Dan?
Yes. Well, listen. It is on that note. Just first of all, Joe, I want to give you a shout out. I want to give a shout out to Joe's T-shirt, the Gladiators T-shirt.
Oh yeah.
While you're there. Now, can I ask you a question? How many of those girls have you jerked off to? That's my first question. The second question,
at least Sable. At least
Sable.
Just fair.
Yeah. It's funny because I went and saw the live.
He's going to say a guy, isn't he?
Sabre even said that she needs to look good for the dads.
So, is that right? Yeah, there you go.
She knows. Going on.
If you know, you know.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Well, anyway, on that note, guys, this is our final show for 2025. We have our end of year special coming on December 29th, where we run down
which is still 2025, Darren. That's still
sorry. Well, our last official regular season show, episode 40. You know what I mean?
Go.
I was going to say
December
29th. Episode 41. Episode 41. Yeah. We're 40 now.
Well, and we don't actually call it episode 41. We call it the best of.
There you go. We skip a number.
I wasn't going to say anything about the date. I was like, he said last show of 20. I'm like, maybe a different calendars in Canada. I don't know how it works.
Yeah, we do. We have less days.
They have daylight savings year.
We're still on the Gregorian calendar, the best calendar of all the calendars. Frankly, Julian sucks. Gregorian's so much better. It's okay.
So we will be back. We're taking about a couple of weeks off, almost a month here, kind of spend time with family and over the Christmas season. But we will make sure that we come back hot and ready to go. Now, Jason and I will be dressed in our finest duds. And ready to reveal our picks of the best tech of the year. So please make sure you like and subscribe and follow and all
there
that
might be some more phones coming in and out
before then. The that's correct.
With you two assholes, very likely. Yeah, I don't give shit.
Could there be an upset? That's the question. A late December device that tips the scale.
Well, I've got a secret coming. I've got a secret coming in a couple weeks, but I don't know if it's going to topple anything. It's not a Unihertz. Sorry.
Oh, okay. So anyway, we will catch. First of all, thank you, Sam and Joe. Catch those guys on the Nomad Tech Project. I don't know how many shows you guys have left this year, but
we're going to go. We're plowing every Sunday throughout the year, so we're not taking any time off because family.
Going well, Jason and I have to put together a comprehensive list for our final show, which is usually a 2-hour show, if I remember right. Last year it was.
It was close to 2 hours last year. Yeah.
Joe and I would have to do actual work and planning, and we're not doing any of that. That's not how we move. So, but I'm glad there's somebody out there who does
assembling a list of all the crazy things we've talked about and done this year. But Joe, Sam, thank you very much. Check those guys out on the Nomad Tech Project, which is usually on right before the Tech Disruptors. So in the meantime, to get your fill while we're taking a little bit of a break here, check these two gentlemen out. They do some really cool shit over on their channel. Jason, thank you very much. As always, check out 2&A Tech on YouTube as well. And for now, we are going to say goodbye. Follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, unless you get hacked by a ghost. Good pods, all of that. And we will catch you guys on our final show of the year, December.